Hello there guys, this is Crypto and I'm back with another video for you guys. And yeah, so there's just a quick update in regards to BTC and obviously the situation that happened overnight with with the sell-off again and losing support at 34 and it's gone back down to 32 now. So yeah, just a few explanations obviously of why that happened. And I think the first one that I definitely saw, I think it was on social media. I'll quickly show you guys here. We had post here where miners have been selling. The people that have been mining Bitcoin have were the ones that have been selling it over the last week. Obviously, hence the decline in price. Obviously, the people that are mining it are selling it, etc. But obviously, I don't really want to talk about that. I want to focus more on technical analysis, on charts in general. So yeah, so I posted this chart previously for you guys. I think a couple of weeks ago in the VIP group. And obviously, I spoke about the different areas where price action goes, for example. So back in January, beginning of this year, we had this huge upside of barely any pullbacks. We literally went from like, went from what, 18, 10,000. Let's say from here, from 18,000, 40,000 in what, a month? When a huge parabolic move there. Topped out at 40,000, came back down to test 32, came back up 40,000, test down back down to 30, move sideways, and then we have the upside. Then obviously once we create this move, you can say that you can even say, zoom in here on the daily, you can say that's a double top. Oh, formed an M, one, that's the first top, the second top is a bit further down, came back down to test low 30. Consolidated here, bounced a little bit on the bottom region here, and then you had the start to recover, and then you had a huge upside that broke through resistance. Then once we had that movement, again we know what happened here. Pop, 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 covered, fell back down here. And hit the same area of support. Again, look, came back down to test support here. Tested, failed, came back down. Bounced. And actually, if you actually witness this, let me just come out for you guys so you can. The move here, apart from the upside that we had to hit 40,000, very similar movement. It's not a double top, but it was obviously, again, look, came back down, tested, failed, came back down, tested, failed, came back up, tested, back up, came back up, sideways, so recovered up. And I expect it might be the same case what we're currently seeing now with Bitcoin. Obviously, we tested that 39,000 range and obviously failed to hold that twice. A couple of times actually, came there, came back down, again, came back down. So I actually expected what might happen today or next couple of days or the next week. I expect us to either recover from the 32,000 here, or we're going to sweep the low 30s, 30,000 here. We'll sweep that, then bounce back up here. That sort of movement. The same path as the red path. Initially put the blue path to bounce back, but obviously we failed to break above resistance there. That became invalidated. Second path I'm looking at now is the red path. Again, this was placed a couple weeks ago, this path. I think women was trading up here. So obviously something that I thought I'd put in place. Again, I expect us to sweep this area here between 31 and 30,000. The reason why I say that was previous area of support here on the daily. Look, 30,000, low 30,000, held that area quite well historically. Bounce back from here. I expect the same thing to happen here. I'm going to sweep this low range of low 30s, sweep it, bounce back up. Well, in theory, that will be an amazing thing to do, but obviously there's a lot of things to go ahead. So don't be scared if we see another impulse move down to the low 30s, sweep that range and come back up. And obviously, that range there will be a good area to pick up any dips if you're looking to put any dips in. So yeah, so low 30s. Yeah, low 30s. So I don't want to say under 30 just yet, because obviously I've said 29,000 bang on its last historical support, and obviously it's an area that I don't want us to touch yet. As I'll show you again here on this other chart again. I think I posted this yesterday. Historical support areas. So again, here we have a demand zone. This is on the daily chart. I have a demand zone in this area here. I'll highlight it for you guys so you can see better. Right here, this area here is a whole demand zone here, highlighted in blue. And the reason why I say that is because price historically held above this support area here. Look at that. First line, the first line here is 30,000, and the one underneath is 29,000. And since we broke above that region, obviously since we had this upside in here, never fallen underneath 29,000 or closed underneath 21,000. Hence, historically, why I think 29,000 and under doesn't seem possible at the moment, because of history. What tells us that's held as historical support. Obviously, I might be wrong on that, but I think fundamentally, looking at the chart, 29,000 is a very good support. Even 30,000. Obviously, previously in this region we had 34,000 as support, but obviously we've closed under yesterday on the daily. Hence, obviously, why we're losing support. So we either might get bounced to 30,000 or the 29,000 and sweep that area and then recover back up. So yeah, so again, it's very difficult. Like I said, it's very difficult to trade at the moment. I wouldn't focus on trading any futures or leveraging at the moment. The market's so choppy. Any longs, any shorts, you can get quickly wiped out. So there's no point that I wouldn't suggest trying it at the moment. Stick to spot trading, have stop losses, pick up any dips if you can. But like I said, anticipate BTC's movement either to sweep that low 30 mark or bounce back up higher. But at the moment, we have to wait to see what it does. No point in trying to counter trade it at the moment when it's still ranging. But yeah, and actually on the last point, I think this is something I put out on my Twitter yesterday or the day before, where people are just panicking. Show you an example. All I have to type in the search figure here is say BTC 20k. Just look how many tweets. As soon as we see a move like that, or some of mine, but people want 20k, 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 k, 20k. Everyone wanting 20k BTC. Everyone look at this. 20k, 20k. The problem is, right, if we see a sweep down to 20k, I've spoken to a few of you guys about this recently in regards to the situation of crypto. I think if we sweep to 20k, I think not the market will be dead, but it will scare away so many retailers away from the market. And again, this will make it one of the biggest corrections that we had recently. Obviously, from the highs that we had, 64, the back down to 10 low 30s at the moment. So I'm just going to show you. Take a look there. At the moment, it will look like a 52% correction on the daily. There's a big correction. If we start sweeping those low 20 that people want, we start getting into 70% correction in the market of BTC. And in other cases, that in 2017, 2018, that would have resulted in a bear market correction. But I don't think we're in a bear market, guys. I think this is a big correction that Bitcoin needed after all the euphoric highs that we had recently. So yeah, so again, you know, obviously everything I say is just my opinion, and obviously it's not financial advice. But like I said, when people start getting bearish on Twitter, as soon as even though that all this time we've been chopping non-stop in this range. Let me show you. This is the week of accumulation thing I drew a couple of last week or 2 weeks ago. And again, look at this. This has not changed. Okay, I've missed a little bit of the path, but this is kind of followed as it is. Whether we get spring down to 26 or test down to 30, it's still very early, because obviously when I draw this, I was just trying to imitate how the accumulation phase works. Whether it goes back down to 25, 26 thing, I don't think it would. Maybe we'll have a test down to 30s, which is the region I said here. Look, that 30s line. We need that line to hold as good support. Again, at the moment, look, since the beginning of June, or since last May, middle of May, look, we have been ranging in this region, guys. Ranging, coming up, coming down, coming back, coming down. When we're ranging in between the periods, I don't know, maybe say 30,000, 40,000, price can just chop up anyway. So you can go up to 39, come back down to 35, go back down to 30, come back up to 34, etc. So when we're ranging, there's no need to panic. We're just ranging at the moment. But as soon as we start losing historical supports like 29,000 and under, and we start closing and we're not recovering from prices, then that will be an indication when we have to rethink the market. But at the moment, there's no need to panic, no need to get bearish. So listen to these people that they're just sweeping from bullish to bearish every minute of the day. It's just people just the same thing that happened, right? Everyone was buying at 60. When it down to 30,000, no one wanted to buy. So you're telling me the same people that didn't want to buy at 30 want to buy at 20,000 when they were scared to even buy at 30? It doesn't make sense, and people just generally on Twitter just put on an act to say, "Oh, you want 20? It's gonna go to 10,000 or etc." And obviously, when you come across that, you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. And even the stuff that I say, obviously, I spend time looking at charts, identifying support and identifying resistance and identifying on-chain analysis. And obviously, I do this to my best of my ability with the current situation that we have with the market. A lot of these people are just saying, look at this guy. Just watch the monthly chart, 20k and 40k are bounce targets. So, and realistically, when people are spawning this stuff, material that's happened in the past, once people start getting all bearish on Twitter, or we're going down to 20, we're going down to 10,000, and then all of a sudden BTC just does the complete opposite of what people want. You'll see an impulse move up. I don't know, maybe we might go from 30 to 40,000, and then all those people that were waiting for 20,000 will never get filled, or even wait for mid-20s. And what they will do, because they'll think they missed the boat, they'll start buying high positions that they didn't want to, say, 40,000 or whatever, and then they will try long the market, and then the whales will come in and just try to short them as well, and it's just going to be a repeat cycle. And like I said, this is not a bad thing. This correction that we had only extends the idea of the bull market going into a longer period than it would have gone. So if you've gone from like 64,000 to 100,000, say back in April, then to May, and then that was it, and then that would have parabolic move. I think the bull market would have ended. But with a correction like this, and more organic growth going up, this indicates that prices will slowly recover back to what there was over time, obviously. So yeah, so like, look, even this guy. So my timeline's telling me that Bitcoin could go 30, 20, 25, 40, even a breakout, enter bear market, looking bullish, and will crash at any time with a death cross. That's what I mean. That pretty much sums up Twitter for anyone at the moment. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got a different outlook on technical analysis. I've been hearing this death cross so long. It's gonna happen. We're going in a bear market. Everything's over. Shut the market. It's finished. And once everyone's getting all bearish, and we'll have bearish sentiment on Twitter, the same people, which is majority of retailers that will, because they get scared and they panic, they're thinking price is going down, it's not recovering, this is over. And then once that all happens, Bitcoin's going to go the opposite way. It's going to start flying, altcoins start flying, everyone will start foaming again, people are going to get caught out, buying at higher prices, whilst at the moment all the big whales are accumulating all these low prices, they keep manipulating the market, etc. So yeah, so that's my opinion. Obviously, I didn't want to ramble too much about it. But obviously, I had loads of people asking me within the group and on Twitter and everywhere else where we're going, what's the market looking like. Like I said, just follow the charts, ignore the noise that's happening outside. We are still ranging in the market, and I've said this before. We'll be ranging between the 30 to 40,000 mark. Again, this might take weeks, it might take a months. No one knows really. But obviously, once we get to a closer stage whether we lose support or gain resistance, then we'll know how we can trade the market. And yeah, so like I said, guys, don't panic. You shouldn't be panicking. If you're not overexposed in the market, you should be okay. So yeah, that's my opinion. And obviously, feel free to ask me any questions. But at the moment, I think we're okay.